Hey guys, you'll never guess what happened yesterday. I went to the airport with my dad, and it was the most amazing day ever. Seriously, have you ever wondered how those giant metal birds, uh, airplanes, even get off the ground? 'Cause I sure did. So we walk into the airport, and it's like this massive, buzzing beehive. People everywhere. I asked my dad, Dad, why is everyone in such a hurry? He chuckled and said, Well, airports are like gateways to adventure, and everyone's eager to start theirs. Gateways to adventure. I liked the sound of that. As we were checking in, I saw this conveyor belt swallowing up everyone's luggage. I was like, wait, where do our bags go? Do they get lost in there? Dad explained that the bags go on a little journey of their own through tunnels and conveyor belts to reach the plane. But honestly, I think there are tiny luggage elves carrying them. Don't you think that's possible? Maybe. Then came the security check. I had to take off my shoes. I was like, but Dad, my socks don't have holes or anything. He laughed and told me it's just a safety procedure. I wondered, what could they possibly find in my sneakers? Secret rocket boosters? Now that would be cool. Oh, and get this. We passed by this big screen showing all the flights, and I noticed some were delayed. I asked, why are some flights late? Do the pilots oversleep? Dad said sometimes it's weather or technical issues. But I have a theory. Maybe the planes are just shy and need a little extra time to get ready, like me in the morning. When we got to the gate, I pressed my face against the giant windows, watching planes take off and land. It was mesmerizing. I turned to Dad and said, How do these enormous planes fly? They're so heavy. He explained about engines and lift and aerodynamics, but honestly, it sounded like wizardry to me. I think planes have invisible wings, or maybe they use magic dust. What do you guys think? As we boarded the plane, I noticed the pilots in their cockpit with all those buttons and switches. I whispered to Dad, Do you think they'd let me press one of those buttons? He quickly shook his head and said, Maybe when you're a pilot someday. That's when it hit me. Could I be a pilot? Flying around the world, visiting new places? Note to self. Add pilot to my list of future careers. Right after astronaut and professional ice cream taster. Oh, and the in-flight snacks. I asked the flight attendant why the peanuts are so tiny. She smiled and said, So they last longer during the flight. But I think it's because they don't want us bouncing around the cabin from too much food. Can't have passengers having a dance party at 30,000 feet, can we? During the flight, I looked out the window at the clouds below us. Dad, are we flying over Cloud City? Do you think we'll see any cloud people? He just smiled and said, Maybe if you use your imagination. So I did. I imagined cloud castles and cloud dragons. It was epic. When we hit a bit of turbulence, I felt the plane shake. I grabbed Dad's arm and asked, Is the sky having a hiccup? He laughed and assured me it was just some bumpy air. But I still think the sky might have had a case of the giggles. As we started to descend, I noticed the tiny cars and houses getting bigger. It's like the world is zooming in on us, I exclaimed. Dad explained that we were getting closer to the ground. Duh, I knew that. But still, it's pretty magical to see everything grow like that. Finally, when we landed, I felt this big whoosh as the plane slowed down. I turned to Dad and said, I think the plane is happy to be back on the ground. Maybe it's tired from carrying us all this way. He nodded and said, Maybe so. So yeah, that was my day at the airport, full of mysteries and adventures. I still have so many questions, like do airplanes ever get lonely up there? And where do they sleep at night? But one thing's for sure, I can't wait for my next airborne adventure. Thanks for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And hey, if you have any sky-high questions, leave them in the comments below. Maybe we can figure them out together. See you next time. I have to tell you how we went to the supermarket with my dad.